Means Nigeria, and it promises to be exciting. My name is Rosa Agbolao. It's always a delight. Every week we bring you the very best of topical analysis, and on today's edition we will be looking at something very disturbing, and it is the state of insecurity in Nigeria, and of course the effects on economic development. The most disturbing of the very, very challenging security situation in Nigeria is what happened a few days ago. The attack, second attack within 24 hours on a train station in Kaduna State, and Nigerians are really, really disturbed. The last attack, so many prominent Nigerians, trade union leaders, families were in the train. And we understand that some persons died, some persons were abducted, some persons injured. And as we speak, the Vice President visited victims who are recuperating in a military facility, military hospital in Kaduna State. And Mr. President has reacted. The Federal Executive Council meeting, monies approved for the purchase of facilities that can help improve the security situation in the country. Lie detector will be purchased. And the Minister of Transport, a former governor of Rivers State, Rotimi Amechi, was furious when he granted interview. And he said he actually talked about the need to purchase surveillance facilities for the railway stations to forestall what happened. Well, we are going to listen to him, but before we do that, let me introduce very distinguished personalities with me today to dissect this very disturbing national trend. I'm talking about Dr. Elvis Agbonaima, a respected clergyman. Nice to have you with us today.
Thanks for having me. Viewers, God bless you.
Okay, we also have with us a public affairs analyst, and of course, a man that stands to defend the defenseless, Honorable Saige Erose. Nice to have you today.
Thank you so much, Ogosa. It's my pleasure again.
Okay.
Good afternoon, viewers.
Yes. So, welcome to this week's edition of 60 Minutes Nigeria. But before my analysts will comment, let's listen to Rotimi Amechi on the recent attack on a train station in Kaduna State.
Because if we had those equipment, you will see anybody on that track, for Christ's sake. And I want that lives will be lost. Now lives are lost. 8 persons dead, 25 persons in the hospital. We don't know how many persons have been kidnapped. And the cost of that equipment was 3 billion naira. The cost of what we've lost is more than 3 billion naira. We've lost tracks, we've lost locomotives and coaches, we've lost human beings. And the equipment is just 3 billion naira. To fix those equipments now, to fix all the things on that track, will cost us more than 3 billion naira. And now even the things we wanted to buy, I will say, give us approval to buy. We need to give us money. Give us approval to buy. At the time we asked for it, dollar was 400 naira. Now if we're going to buy it, we're going to buy it at 500 naira. You know, when you come with sincerity to government and your colleagues and people are stopping you, it's annoying.
Okay, it's always a delight to have you back. We just allowed you listen to the Minister of Transport, Rotimi Amechi. You could see that he was furious. You could see that he actually just exposed what we didn't know. But then, we lost lives. And may the soul of the departed rest in peace. I watched some clips today on some television stations where the families of the bereaved were already mourning, wailing, crying. It was terrible. It was pathetic. Okay, just joining us He's another public affairs analyst and, of course, a youth leader in Edo State, but he wants to be introduced by his profession. He's a farmer and a chairman of the Palm Produce Farm Association, Efosa Atoy. Nice to have you with us today. Okay, you are an embodiment of so many things. A farmer, a youth leader, and a politician as well. Okay, so nice to have you. But we are going to start with Honorable Osagi Orunse. What's your take on this very disturbing insecurity in Nigeria?
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Egosa. First of all, my heart goes to those that have lost their loved ones. I want to sincerely sympathize with them. Sometimes, if you have not been through this, you may not be able to tell the pains of losing, for example, a breadwinner of the family, or somebody that is more or less like the arrowhead of the family. Then moving away from that, I want to quickly say that mine is when will this ever end? Will this ever end? Is it that it is ghosts that appear from the blues, perpetrate mayhem, and suddenly disappear from the scene? I want to tell you some of my worries about this development. One, again, like I've always opined, there is so much negligence and lack of proactiveness when it comes to security in this country.
Okay.
Let me just cite an example as it relates to the railway, since this is the most recent development. Even though we know that we are faced with this quagmire and trouble almost on a daily basis in different parts of this country. But I want to quickly remind you, Egosa, that in October last year, there was something around this, an attempted attack on a train, which was on the news media and everywhere. You know, this is not the first, nor the second. If you follow the news line quite closely, you'll discover that there have been attempts to forcefully stop a moving train by these bandits. There have been, I can particularly remember up to 1, 2, 3 scenario. In fact, there were a few occasions where the first attempt was to use this cow, you know, to try to use the cow to stop them. There was a particular, you know, incident like that. I think one former senator, Sheung Sani, was, you know, was one of the victims, or supposed victim then. You know, there was a lot of cry about, these bandits are already attempting to stop a moving train. There was call from every quarters to say, we have to do something about it. Up till now, sir, nothing was done. It is now we are talking about, the minister is being furious about it. But, you know, sometimes, when things happen in this country, I ask myself, who is really in charge? Is it Ghost that is in charge? Or is it that we really don't have a leader that is in charge? Because you don't lead a country with rhetorics. Neither do you deal with security issues with sympathizing or condemning the dastardly act. Nigerians have been hearing a lot of those nice speeches. But you deal with security issue with firmness, with utmost pragmatism. I mean, let me give you a little clue of what happened in one of our neighboring states recently. There was a governor that led a war against bunkering, illegal bunkering, you know, and I think in the South state. And I was trying to follow up what the governor did. And you could see that the governor went by himself, provided whatever they needed, engaged the community, and over time, we noticed that there was a lot of these people were caught, driven out of the community. I mean, that's Rivers. That's Port Harcourt, sorry. Now, my point is, where is our intelligence and where is our proactiveness? Now, don't also forget that it was just a space of like 24 hours when an attempt was also made on the airport, the Kaduna airport, before the Ray issue came up. Now, there are a lot of things that worry me. Over the past 7 years, sir, if you look at history, you will discover that over 3 trillion has been spent on getting all necessary security apparatus or gadgets The army will come and say, this is what we need, this is why there's no security, then we keep on voting money. In fact, at the time we had to borrow, and everybody supported us, anything to save our lives. Okay, but just before the demise, the painful demise of the former chief of army staff in a plane crash, if you listen to one of his speech when he came on board, he said he did not see any of these gadgets. Now, this worries me. Why I'm worried is because this is a government that claims to be against impunity. This is a government that claims to be against corruption. Yeah. Then you now look at security. This has to do with life. This is not something that should be treated with levity. You don't have a country where a citizenry cannot have confidence in the ability of the government of the day to protect them. Don't forget that one of the basic trusts of leadership, constitutionally speaking, is that it is the responsibility of every, whether state or federal government, to provide primarily security and welfare for our citizenry. But over the years, what have we had? Now, you will notice that in the aftermath or the coming in of the railway stopped a lot of commuters going through the Abuja-Kaduna Express Road. Now, when the railway came on board, I've taken the rail on a few occasions, the train on a few occasions. Yes. You know, there was a lot of excitement. They said, what's the need of traveling through the road? This is safest. Then now, it seems as if it's no longer safe. Now, the question is, who is directing what in the Ministry of Transport? If the minister can come on here and is vetting anger and saying he said it, the minister is saying it and it's not happening. So who is who? In the Ministry of Transport? Because I can't imagine a minister saying he said it then that they should give them this thing and provide this thing. So why was he not provided? Whose responsibility is it to ensure that such surveillance or such gadget, whatever they have to provide, were provided? So it seems to me, listening to the minister and listening to a very honorable member of the House of Senate just last night, it shows that even those in power seems to have lost control. It seems to become like a blame game. It seems to be like there's a cabal, or there are people that are controlling it and telling you who gets what and who does not get what. Because when the minister comes and says, I said this last time, they should provide this, whose duty is it to ensure that your directive is followed up? Now, these are the worries. Okay. Because at the end of the day, people are dying, lives are being wasted, and this is part of the reason why today we are in an economic mess and there is so much distrust and loss of hope in the present government. Okay. So I'm using this opportunity to say that we need to be more pragmatic and proactive in arresting the situation, because truly, sir, enough is enough. We can't continue like this.
Thank you. Thank you. Osaige, we'll come back to you. I can see that you're very emotional too, because lives are involved. The recent attack is really disheartening. Nigerians are not happy, and a minute silence in honor of the victims was observed during the Federal Executive Council yesterday. That will tell you that President Muhammadu Buhari is also very disturbed. He's also worried about this security situation. There was a time there was clamor for change of service chiefs. President Buhari listened to Nigerians and effected change of service chiefs, but I don't know. I think a lot needs to be done. But we have a man of God with us, a highly respected clergyman, and he is a leader of the flock, a leader of followers, of congregation. And I know that you are also very disturbed. But what's your take on this state of insecurity?
It is sad. The truth is that our leaders, this federal government led by President Muhammadu Buhari, they are not serious with Nigerians.
How do you mean?
They are not interested in our welfare.
They are interested.
They are not.
They are interested. If they are not interested, the minute silence will not be observed in honor of the dead.
They are not interested. This is my personal opinion. They don't care. You know, a minute silence is not what Nigerians need now. We need action. The challenge is that it is the insincerity in the part of the government. Now, we have capable hands in every sector, even in the security agencies. To start with, you want a police officer, for example, now, whose life is not secure, to come and secure the citizenry. For example, a police officer will first of all ask himself a question. God forbid he died in the line of duty. how will the family be taken care of? The money that have been voted over time, does it get to the people working? Sir, to handle insecurity in Nigeria, it is very possible. But it is this same government that doesn't want it to work. Because the money they are allocating, it doesn't get to the people in the field. Therefore,
but these allegations you cannot substantiate.
Sir, is my personal opinion.
Okay.
Because we have men on duty who can handle all these things. But because they are not being encouraged, have you checked the last time how much a police officer is earning? Now, if a police officer is paid peanut, his health is not attended to, he dies in the course of duty, how will the children, the wife, be taken care of? These are the reasons why a look at see the system. If you know, the system has collapsed. You know, coming out and be talking to me, you know, to be, you know, the minister of transport, Rotimi Amechi, to be saying, you know, to me, is laughable. Our president giving, you know, a mini salary. We don't need that anymore. How many mini salaries are we going to observe? People are dying like chickens. And every day, money is being allocated. Like he said, my co-panel says, that the former chief of staff, chief of army staff said before he died, he said the equipment that was bought, he couldn't find them. Sir, I'm so happy that the election is close, because this government will be, the people will react.
Okay, thank you.
That's your and to add to it,
okay,
you know, it's so unfortunate that even the Minister of Information is not seeing anything wrong. I'm still very sure that our president is not aware of what is happening.
The president is aware.
He's not aware.
I said at the Federal Executive Council meeting yesterday, and a mini silence was observed in honor of the victims, and money was approved. The money that was approved, it will not get to where it will not get to its destination. But we cannot substantiate.
That's what I see. What you are saying, sir.
Only investigative journalism can reveal that if there's anything like that. But I believe that once money is approved by government, surely it will get to where it's supposed to get to.
They should stop deceiving themselves.
Okay, so that's Dr. Elvis Agbonaima. Let's get the thought of Fosa Ato, a youth leader. What's your comment on this very disturbing news, especially the last attack on a train station? And of course, some persons lost their lives, some recuperating in the hospital.
My take on that is just a pity that the victims are not those who are involved. I will say this: when we had the bandit there in the Kaduna airport, I called some of my contacts. They said it's not true. Eventually, it was true. Now, this train attack, this, I would say, is one of the major strive of this government administration, that railway is in the north. The south, we are not enjoying it. But for this attack, to me, I see it is more political. And the servicemen, some of us, our parents were military officers. We stayed in the barrack. If you go to the barrack now, you will cry. When we were in the barrack with my father, we don't buy anything, kerosene, whatever you need, you see it right in the barrack. But today, the barrack children are almost like those family in these IDP camps. The children of those which they say we should go and sleep, they will provide security for us. They hardly live well. They are strangers to good lives. And I believe that is where our problem comes from. our generals and the top officials, our service chiefs, they've made themselves executive, they are politicians. And I believe the revolution that will come through this electoral process is for we to look at what is going on. Assuming it's in the south, you will hear that they will say it's Fulani. But now it's in the north, they say it's bandit. What I will say is this: security should not be abandoned for security operatives. Security should be everybody's responsibility. Let Nigerians take it up to themselves. Let us be our brother's keeper. When we travel, all these things that is happening in the developed world, you see cities like this. Why it's so different in Nigeria is because we are still developing. And if the train track that has made us proud that yes, the government of the day achieved this is now being attacked, the question you will ask, which government is now fighting against the government? Then you will now know that a cabal, who is a cabal? Let us differentiate, remove the cabal. There are some criminal elements in the society. They don't hide their face again. Election is there. They are all around in the corner. Their posters are everywhere. The security operative will leave them because the money they have, the status they build for themselves, and they are now loved. While those who are struggling will be looking at them. You call the police, you go to the police station, they will tell you, you will pay this money to get this. My daughter lost the phone. For we to write the paper, they say, go and print it. I say, if you like, you call this, you call that. You will see that we are not willing to salvage the situation at our hand. And without security, the economy will not grow.
Yeah, that's correct.
And just look at what we are hearing now. In a country where Nigerians are going to school because there is war there. They are not begging. Those who will go and loot will come bring the food. Because the place they are looting, there is bomb everywhere there. They will take the risk and go and loot supermarket and bring it to where they are safe and start selling. That is what is happening in Ukraine. And people are saying, what? Nigerians will not fold our hands. I'm happy election is here now. One of the major agenda of this administration is to tackle security, to fight corruption. If they should tell me I should give them passport, I will just say it's below 40. Somebody will say, why? Yes. He said he's going to fight corruption. He did not say he's going to expose corrupt officers. Because what this administration has succeeded, I'll give them 100. They've exposed corrupt officers. But fighting it, because you cannot tell somebody who stole 5 billion after sending him to court, the court will say, yes, you are guilty. You go to 5 years imprisonment and you pay 500 million.
Okay, plea bargain.
Plea bargain. So, what are you doing? That is not corruption. Let us, the way we are looking outside the country, somebody that took an oath to protect and defend a particular period. Few days ago, Anambra was celebrated a governor. All time His Excellency, His Excellency. Not more than 24 hours is at the back. What kind of excellency is that? And other governors are not looking at
They are not improving duty. The EFCC can arrest anybody based on suspicion, based on allegation.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
When we were going to school,
Yes.
if they say you are promoted on trial, that is to say, we just say let my people go, so that you pass.
Okay.
And If they put you in a class, they expect that while others are going to play during break time, you should be reading your book.
Yes.
That is the essence why they promoted you. Now, if EFCC is there, ICPC is there, EFCC said it before, that the day this man will hand over, they will invite you. For them to invite you after 24 hours, and then later your passport and everything says, you are waiting for the law to come and knock you. Let me tell you, what I will say here is this. The insecurity we have now, especially in Kaduna. Have you been to Kaduna? If you go to Kaduna, you will know that all the head of all security agencies are there in Kaduna. And for bandits to strike in Kaduna,
of that,
you will know that the Kaduna is so sophisticated that it's security tight than Abuja, because there is no headquarter of all the trainees. They are there.
Nigerian Defense Academy.
even in terms of gadgets,
Yes.
Kaduna has one of the best.
You will see, yes, you will see the chief of army staff when he went to Kaduna to inspect those equipment.
Yeah.
He went to Kaduna because that is the heart. And at the end of it, we lost him. All he said today is coming to pass. Our men and soldiers are gallant. They are ready to do what they will do. What this country should face now is the reality. Election time has come. They should do proper investigation. The investigation of what led to that, to me, is more political.
Okay. And first after we'll come back to you, but let's also get the thought of Osage who say yes.
Thank you so much. You see, Egosa, permit me to say that this country is a big joke.
No, I won't permit you. This country is not a big joke.
Is it?
The thing is that the country is facing security challenges.
Let me tell you.
And one day, the country will surmount it.
How long? See, we are not even ready to surmount it. See, this current security we are facing, challenging, is not insurmountable.
Okay, that's good.
The reason why it seems as if it's insurmountable is because we don't have a pragmatic approach. See, let me give you some examples. Because when you talk about a minute silence or proofs, it makes me laugh because it seems as if you are not in this country. Were you not in this country when some foreign diplomats were ahead? I mean, American diplomats. Malga, it didn't take, I think it was between 4 or 6 of them. I listened to the interview. It didn't take more than between 4 or 6 in numbers to come to Nigeria, enter the stronghold of Boko Haram, and release their diplomats. What are you talking about?
Okay, we'll come. We also will allow you continue, but we have to take a break now, a quick one. Okay, it was a delight to know that you're spending your 60 minutes with us on the program, 60 minutes in Nigeria, or you're spending part of your 60 minutes with us. So if you are just joining us, I must say that we are discussing something very, very important to the development of this country. Security. The state of insecurity is alarming. The state of insecurity is disturbing. And my guests are dissecting it. And I know that they also offer solutions because government agencies, we know that they can also get information from our analysts on possible solutions. It could be there are other ways that insecurity can be tackled. And I know my guests will give their own candid advice to solve this problem. Yes, Sageru, so you were really talking about how the U.S. Marines were able to rescue one of their kidnapped citizens.
I was just trying to let you know.
We understand it was the border, Nigeria border with another country. Yeah.
I'm trying to let you know that this issue is not insurmountable. See, what is happening is not that there is a politician somewhere that is, or there is one political enemy or whatever. What I believe more of what we are facing is internal sabotage.
Okay.
People have been able, I'm talking about security personnel, have been able to study the system. I wanted to give you examples of what have happened over time to show you that this is not really an issue that we can't surmount. You know, okay, there was also a time in this country when the American army came to collaborate with the Nigerian army. After some few months, you know what they said? They said they were going back because they said Nigerians are not ready. Sorry, the Nigerian government was not ready to solve our security problem. All these things are on records. You are a journalist, so do an investigation on them. The same thing happened when the Niger army also collaborated with our own security. I mean, record have it that any time they are going to unleash and catch these guys, there is a call to say stand back. I mean, these are the issues.
These are social media comments that we cannot substantiate. They are social media comments.
Most of the social media comments end up becoming reality. You know, look at what Mr. Ikusa just said. He said when he called, they said that it's a lie. Because it was in terms of the airport.
Okay, the bandits attack.
Yes, but later on, it was confirmed. So when you say, yes, we know that there are fake news, but we are not babies. We are able to filter these things and know what is right. Now let me quickly say this to you. I believe this is more of an internal sabotage. The security personnel, or the cabal, so to speak, have been able to study the psychology of this government. And you know the psychology. They will do nothing except there is an attack. It is very difficult, sir, for young boys who possibly are not even enlightened or educated between the age of 18 and 30 to attack a train in a very isolated area without a collaborator. Now, let me let you see something that happened over the years with our army. While we say we are fighting security, the army's chiefs are getting richer, better, buying more properties. Now, you know the language now. The language of performance is, if you tell this government, this is what you need to do to forestall further security attack or whatever, they will not listen. So what the government have ended up in preaching is that until something happens, nothing can be done. So that's why I always say we are not proactive. See, what we are having, yes, it's not peculiar to Nigeria, but find out how other nations, find out about Rwanda, what Rwanda did. Anytime we failed us to go into Rwanda history, Rwanda had a lot of insurgency within the cabals. It was one decisive. See, I believe what is happening so far is a testimony of the fact that there is a lot of incompetence in this government. There is a lot of lack of pragmatic approach.
So are you suggesting a rejig of the cabinet?
Absolutely, sir. Let me tell you what might be playing out. Somebody somewhere or some certain cabals in the railway have said, since we asked them to release money from this, because we are going to get some money, this money and release, and they are not released, probably if something happened, they will start listening to us. Because the same thing has happened up to there have been 3 attempts to stop an hijack which failed. So where was our intelligence? Where was our army? Where was the government in ensuring that there were systems put in place to ensure that such things do not happen? Even the camera, which the minister is telling us that he has been saying it. That's why I asked, whose responsibility it is to now enforce it? Is it that the minister of transportation is helpless?
But you know there's scarcity of funds in the country.
Let me ask, which funds?
So you must also take part
this
you must consider that.
There's no scarcity of fund anywhere. It's only when it comes to the civil servant salary that there's scarcity of fund. How come they are still able to maintain their luxury? So let's not go into that. It's another discourse, because you are maintaining your luxury and you are telling me when it comes to paying my salary as a civil servant that there will be a pay cut, that there is no money. But when it comes to maintaining your luxury, there is no scarcity of fund. So let's forget about that. But my point is, there is no sincere approach in tackling our security issues. Let me also remind you, in case you are not aware, that between Abuja and Kaduna, there are about 35 or thereabout villages. It's not so much like a Sabisa forest. I mean the bushes around. So it's not something that you will say, oh, it is so much like a Sabisa forest that the security personnel cannot, up till now, except maybe it has been announced, I've not watched it, I've not heard of any tree or any of the persons that were kidnapped that have been rescued yet. Up till now, this is something that is already going to 48 hours or thereabouts, up till now. And this is not the Sabisa forest. Now there are about 35 villages. There's somebody say, oh, we are not involved. No, we the citizenry are involved. We have come to discover that we cannot stake our life for a government that is not sincere. If I give you an intelligence, how sure am I that my life is safe? In this country, Erosa, are you not aware up till now, between Niger and this surrounding Niger and one other state, Bandits, farmers pay levy to go to their farm. It was on one of the cable news one time. They pay levies to go to their farm, to have access to their farm, so that they can farm like big brother in this place. Yeah. Now, this is where we are in this country, our present reality. Now there are 35 villages. So are you telling me that nobody saw this bandit coming? Now, how did this group corps of illiterate, most of whom we are sure are not educated people, know how to hijack a plane? A train. So over time, they have tried to make some attempt that didn't work. And possibly there are collaborators within the railway or the security architect that have seen that until something happened, our government does nothing.
They'll surely be fished out.
Okay, hopefully, let's believe so. But for me, I've given up on this government if it comes to the area of security. Just like my colleague was saying, do you know Kaduna have about the best gadgets of security in this nation? Like he was saying, most of the security apparatus, their headquarters, operational base are in Kaduna. So if such thing could still happen in Kaduna, it calls for question. Then I want to quickly say that this is not only sad, this is a situation that is unacceptable. We are human beings. We voted people into power, and we expect them that if they cannot deliver as promised, then they should honorably resign and let people that can do the needful come in. It's not so much as difficult a task to change a nation. Let me give you the example of the late Yaradua. It was just 2 years. Of course, I'm not saying there is any government that can change Nigeria overnight. That's not my point. Neither am I saying there is any government that have the talisman to come on board and say security stop now. But when Yaradua stayed for 2 years before his death, you could see that there was a gray of light. You could see that there was sanity. You could see that things were beginning to take turn. But what do we have when it comes to, because one of the main reasons why this government came into power is security, don't forget. Then we now start asking ourselves, has it gotten better or it has gotten worse? I am of the opinion that the state of emergency should be declared on security. I'm of the opinion that if people that own this power and control the system have lost the capacity and the competence to arrest the situation, then they should honorably resign and let men and women that can arrest the situation come. We cannot sit down speaking English and reading theories or speeches and giving 1 minute silence when people are losing their children every day. Look at the promising doctor that died. Again, just like it's already happening, she was to run away from this country by Friday this week. Now this is our reality. Nobody feels safe any longer, whether in the air, on the rail, or even on the land.
Okay, thank you.
So it is about time we demand that the government rejig the system and answer some certain questions.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Dr. Elvis, now, yes, security is something that we just can't do without. No matter the budget, we need to vote funds, we need to ensure that the security personnel, the different security agencies are well equipped, are well funded to carry out their functions. Now, if you are to advise this government, what would be your advice?
Before I will advise, I have carried a research.
Okay.
This might be my personal opinion.
Okay.
That our major problem is that we have too many presidents in Nigeria at a time.
How do you mean?
We have too many persons acting as president in this region. And that is the genesis of our problem. When we talk about Kaba, the other time the wife of the president many years back, released some information. We did not take it serious. And this is where we are.
Okay, is it when she talked about that those in government
that
are not
serious Kaba?
Okay.
As we speak now, that's the reason why you discovered that Minister of Transport we are talking. Because Nigeria is being ruled by too many presidents at a time. It's my personal opinion, but it's the truth. Now, like you said, my advice, the saving grace is just God that is our saving grace. If not for the grace of God upon Nigeria, the case would have been worse than this. Because I still reaffirm that this present government led by President Muhammadu Buhari, they are not ready to do anything. It's my personal opinion. It is what I'm seeing. It's just by grace. Nobody is secure anymore.
What if the president is doing things?
Sir, the president is doing nothing. Sir, the president is doing nothing. You know why? By the grace of God, many of us, we are leaders from different areas. If a leader, your body language alone, for example, as I am a senior pastor of a church, my body language alone is enough to address issues. The way the sign, people will read signs. Sir, for example, sorry to say this, if in a community in Edo State now, vigilante or the community leader decide to apprehend, let's say, an herdsman now, and hand over it to police. Go there the next hour if you see the herdsmen in the police station. You will not see them there. Upon all the atrocity be committed by these herdsmen, go to any police station, you will not find them there. Because the power that be, just one call, the person is out. Meanwhile, the one that stole part of suit is
That's another serious allegation that we can't accept on this point.
Yes, it's my personal opinion.
Now, before you continue, do you know that if a suspect is in custody, now the police, they will require evidence before they can prosecute.
Even when the suspect
is like that. Let me quickly add this. I have prior information that sometimes when people arrest a suspect, they hand over the police. They don't follow. They don't see them again.
Sir,
they don't even talk about
the system.
How the police proceed in a country where that is not
in a system where in a country where the system is working. The people have done their part and they apprehend a suspect and they brought the suspect to the police. It is not the duty of the police to follow, no longer the people. Are you getting me, sir? Because sometimes these people have to be careful. Because sometimes when they report to the police, are you aware that today, for even the CCG to give information to the police, they are scared? Because sometimes, some of these people still go back and inform them as well. It was also a person that told us that you are this, you are that, and the person that will go stay. This is what is happening. You get it? Now,
so what's your advice?
My advice is for our people who are ruling us to repent, to remove their hand from evil, because the evil in the land, the blood that is being shed, enough is enough. They have shed too much blood, enough. They should repent. That is the key word. They should repent. They should keep to their oath of being a true leader. They should serve us. They said they are our servant, but now they are not the masters, because they are living well, like my co-panelist said just now. When it comes to paying workers, they say there is no money. But when it comes to them flying here and there, living so large, there is money. Sir, there is money in this country. They should not deceive us. There is money. Now they should do the right thing, because we are seeing everything. They cannot deceive us again. And that's why I'm happy that the election is coming very close, because I'm very sure that Nigerians, we are seeing what is happening. We are going to change the change.
So to help me, Mr. May, you are very prepared for this election.
I will get to because you know why? Because we all go to the market.
Yes.
We all go to the market.
Yes.
Outside the market, sir, even though it did not happen to me, it can happen to my brother. Do you know that people are dying? Sometimes when you watch TV, people are dying. These are human beings.
Yeah.
They are not animals.
Very painful.
People are dying like chicken, and you now come and be doing the 1 minute silence. We don't need that. Release money. Encourage the security agency. Give them money, sir. If the reforms, those money they are voting, is released, there are men this time. We have intelligent officers who can handle all these bandits. It is true, sir. There are people in different forces, in different agencies that are ready to fight. Listen, sir, all the security agency, starting from the police to the military, they know what is happening. Like he said, all our gas at the top, they are getting richer. Do you know as people are dying now, many people are benefiting it? It's true. They are making money out of it. And that's why, even though that would have fight, they are discouraged. How can I go and kill myself? And at the end, you give me a AK-47, no assurance, there's no assurance that my wife, my children will be taken care of. There is no, encouragement. Money that was voted, that was released, it doesn't come to us. Sir, do you know that even the military officer that is fighting this war, that are in the war front, they are suffering, their children are suffering, they are not even well paid. But they will announce on TV. It is true that these people, to me, they are no longer deceiving us, they are deceiving themselves. The deceit is enough. They should repent.
Thank you, Doctor. Evosa, now, you need to make your point now. Yes, we've talked about security lapses, security problem, but what's the way forward?
The way forward is this election.
We can't wait. Election is next year.
No.
We need a quick fix now.
No, the quick fix in this election. Everybody, I'm happy, but my brother, you have your voters card.
Very, very well.
Please tell your members, those who are opposed to it, should have their voters card.
Very important.
This is the first time in the history of Nigeria we are going to experience what the APC brought on board to change. Because
I don't want us to mention a particular party. Yeah, let's stop there.
What we are going to see in this election, Edo State is the heartbeat. Edo State have done it. Anambra took a queue behind us.
Okay.
And
Governor Soludo.
You will see the way the man is telling them, I'm retired, I'm not tired. He's hitting the ground running. He's doing it because his political party is giving him the full support. He knows the job, he's not learning on the job.
Okay.
Now, my take on this, what has happened in Kaduna is a far cry that there is nowhere that is safe in this country.
Yeah.
Now, why are we drumming, preparing for election, when the cost of living is increasing every day? You go to the market tomorrow, and you go today, it's different.
It's terrible.
Nobody's addressing the issue, and people are printing shirts. Somebody saw this cap on me and said, "It's my association, is National Farm Produce Association of Nigeria." And I remember this in time, all colors of cap.
Yeah, you're always for farmers.
Yes, I said, please, we just flag up planting season.
Okay.
And the state government is doing its best, encouraging farmers. And inside there is this insincerity. Our problem is the way we now celebrate criminals. There is no value system again. Everybody now everybody want to live a big life. I've not stayed in America, but they said America is no man's land. They should change that slogan and bring to this country. Nigeria now is no man's land. It's the land of the ghost. You can only show those you bury in the grave. Even those you bury in the grave, not in town. Because the children will come and sell and buy the clothes and throw it away. So they are not even safe. So in this country where we are today, from my state, there is high level of forced life, forced living. And the government is trying to adopt. I quote the government. I don't believe something that the president is not one ruling, is the one ruling. The people, the things we have is that people in this government, you know, when they started counting, I believe the new electoral law has put a stop to that the party owns the victory, not individual. Because you see a senator, when you ask a senator, your promises, when I'm talking, the time is going, okay. What I want to say is this. for the economy to strive, I want every Nigerian to know this, that security should not be left alone.
In the hands of government.
Of government. Government alone cannot, anywhere in the world. Look, do you know why we are developing? If people should tell you the kind of crimes that is being carried out by daily in developed countries, you will say Nigeria is peaceful. Somebody will all carry AK-47 into school, kill everybody. You will not hear that.
But you once stayed in Italy.
Yes.
And you know the lifestyle in Italy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look, let me tell you, the kind of things they have, they've advanced in media, that those dirty things, you don't see it. When you watch their local news, they will just show it once and it dies there. They have a way of, image
censorship.
Yes.
Okay.
But in our own country here, because we have phones and we have data, when something happens in Kaduna, we fly it. Person in America will call you. He bandit. When bandit is holding this thing, you will not hear that. But what I'm saying is this.
Yes.
Crime, criminality is not
peculiar to Nigeria.
Is our attitude. They say there is no money. Do you know what I'm going to add?
No time.
So I'm just doing today they don't allow me, but my prayer in this country is that everybody should go home. If you are above 18, please let us encourage them to have their voters card.
Thank you very much. Time is not always our friend of the program. My guests are very, very good when it comes to analyzing the problem confronting Nigeria. So you see the way they've been able to dissect it, but it's just a 1 hour program. Osage, sir?
A very quick one.
Yes.
Technology.
That's the way to go.
Technology can fizzle out crime in 3 months.
Thank you very much.
If we have a sincere government.
Okay. Dr. Elvis,
yes.
Quick one.
One thing they must know, all the money they have stolen, the day you will die, you will take nothing. Even the houses you are building, even your children may not even live in the house.
Okay. Thank you very much. So I want to thank my guests for their time and their wonderful contribution. So again, we say thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Erudite, thank you very much. Your contribution was very good. Dr. Elvis, thank you very much. And of course, Efosa Toy, I know that the youths are always able to listen to you. Thank you very much for your time. No time for that. So that's the program, 60 Minutes Nigeria, this week's edition. But one of you congratulated ITV, 25 years. And one of you congratulated me, 21 years in service.
Before you celebrated,
yes.
we did it.
Okay, thank you very much. So, I want to congratulate the management of Independent Television and Radio. Do have a wonderful weekend.